Good evening, everyone. This is T-Sky here. I'm with my friend, RJ. Um, so, as I explained in my last video about a friend of mine going through a hard time right now, basically this is the friend who's going through a hard time right now, experiencing his baby brother going through cancer. He can explain what is happening for him in this part of his life. If you want to go ahead, RJ.
Okay, so it first started off as a culture shock. Didn't know what to do or what to think. All I could do was cry because it was one of those things of where, what should I do? Like, he's my little brother, he's my everything. And all I could do was cry and hope for the best that he wouldn't die. And after a bit, after about a week, he came home. Mom was telling me that he was going to have to be on steroids for a bit to get him ready for the chemo treatments. And I remember him always being fussy, and his normal outrages were way worse, tenfold way worse. And it's just been a lot more difficult because, let alone with all these different changes, you have to change his diet too. He can't eat things that are from fast food joints or anything that is pre-made. He cannot eat. Well, he can eat pre-made things, it's just it has to be heated up to kill off bacteria. And then, the whole thing of going to the hospital every week or anytime he needs to go to the hospital, it's just been one of those hard things because it's a culture shock. If you haven't dealt with that type of stuff, it'll turn your world upside down and just make a complete mess out of it.
Do you want to explain, how old your little brother is?
My little brother, when he was diagnosed, is 6. He'll be turning 7 this year. He was diagnosed with leukemia. For those of you who don't know what leukemia is, it's a bone disease. It attacks your bones and your bone marrow. So it makes your bones ache a lot. And seeing my little brother in so much pain at this early on, it made me cry because I don't want to see my little brother going through that type of pain. First, it started off as, his elbow hurting. Okay, he could have, slipped and fall. He's 6. But, then it started going into his knees hurting, his hands hurting, his fingers hurting. The doctors didn't know what was going on, but then he got transferred out to a children's hospital, and they diagnosed him with leukemia. And like I said, that was a culture shock because you don't know how to handle it because it just hits you all at once. It's not my first time dealing with someone who had cancer in my family. My cousin, she survived breast cancer, and I'm happy that she did. But having it happen to someone who's so close to you, who lives with you every single day, it just puts you through these emotions, and you have to try your best to deal with it and try and make sense out of it. It's not easy. Every day is a battle because he's immune to things now. Like the common cold. That can kill him because his immunity is so low. He is pretty much anything can kill him now. The common cold, the flu, any type of sickness can kill him, and we all have to be careful of who we are around. So we have to limit his contact circle to a minimum. And only the people we know who are not sick and all that can be around him. It's hard because there's days where he wakes up and he doesn't want to even get out of bed because it's his, how my mom would like to call it, his hell day. Because he's throwing up, he's just cranky, he doesn't want to be out of bed, he just wants to stay in bed and sleep all day. It's gone to the point where now he's almost to the point where he has to go to the hospital once a month, gratefully. But, you know, it still is, there's still that fear of, is he actually going to make it? Because, yes, there's a high chance of him surviving, but there's still that small % chance that he can die.
Pardon me.
So, but, you know, it's just that thing of, will today be the last day? Or is today going to be the day he takes his last breath? You know? And every day that's something that worries me. And, you know, even when I'm at work, I think about it. When I'm working, I just think about it and I just start crying because it's scary. You know, I don't want to lose someone who is so close to me, who basically always comes in my room and bugs the living hell out of me or asks to play video games with me all the time because he's a little mini-me. He loves doing what I like doing, playing video games and working on computers and just working with his hands in general. It's just one of those things of what am I going to do if he does end up coming to his illness? You know, people think, you know, cancer isn't that tough to go through. Like, you can go through chemo, yeah, sure, but like what my mom told me, I might have prostate cancer. I have to get checked for it because that runs in the family, and it's a very aggressive form of it, and there's only been one person who survived it out of my whole entire family. And, you know, it sucks because they're not well off. After they won that battle, their health has declined so much because of it. And it's a day that every single time I worry is because I don't know if I have prostate cancer or not either. And seeing what my brother goes through, it's not just easy as, oh, it's just chemo. No, it's taking blood draws. It's going to the hospital when you throw up because you don't know if that can kill you or not. Or if you have just got bumps and are just not going away. It's going to the hospital every single little thing you have. And it's reconfiguring your diet. It's so much more than just going through chemo. There's all these other little nitpicky things that has to happen because your body cannot handle that type of stuff. Because if you do, you're putting your body at risk and you at risk, yourself at risk of dying. And so it's not as easy as the movies portray it as, or Grey's Anatomy, as they portray it as. It's a lot more in depth. You have to modify your eating, you have to modify what you drink, you have to modify everything about your life and change that to at least have a good diet going through chemo. And forget about not wearing masks. You have to wear masks because your life and your health depends on it, because now you can get easily sick. If you're a person who doesn't get easily sick like me, it will make it to where just getting sneezed on, you get sick, basically. So I'm always cautious when I go around my little brother when I'm sick, because it scares me, because I don't want to give him my cold and have him have to go to the hospital and sit in an uncomfortable hospital bed for hours getting tested and poked and prodded at. And it's just a lot of different things you have to keep mindful of while going through it. That's basically what cancer is. It basically takes your life and messes it all up, and you have to be the one to put it back in order, piece by piece, until you can see the light at the end of the tunnel.
And how long has your brother been going through cancer?
The last, I would say, 4 or 5 months, he's been going through cancer.
So yeah, basically, as you see from my friend here, who's explaining his life situation, he's given out good facts that you want to make sure those people who are going through cancer are safe, but also given the support on them battling their cancer. You want to make sure that they battle their cancer in a good way. But yeah, I am happy, and I asked my friend here if he would like to explain the situation, what's happening for him, because I've been his friend for so long, and I wanted to make sure that a lot of people understand cancer. It's a huge battle to go through, harder than the rest we could ever say. And my mom is a cancer survivor of leukemia as well. When he told me that his baby brother, at the age of 6, got diagnosed with leukemia, it hurt me. That's why I'm happy and proud of Royal High doing this fundraiser for kids who are going through cancer, like my friend RJ's brother is, because it means a lot. And I know this means a lot to RJ too, seeing a game on Roblox fundraising for Kids Awareness Month of Cancer. And I find it really nice and respectful, and putting up towards that kids go through cancer as well. Not just adults, not just teenagers, kids as well. And this is a huge lesson in our lives. And I hope everyone understands what he said on what's going on for him, experiencing his baby brother go through cancer. So I know it hurts him every day. And so it does hurt me too. Because I've known his baby brother ever since he was like